I decided to take the amount of money I was putting down on a condo to pay cash for the tiny. To me, it's like a studio apartment almost. It's a lot cheaper living. They call it a she shed, whatever. I don't mind the ceilings. I have smacked my head really hard once. What's really nice about here, the electric is really low. So I said, damn, turn that heat on. I had to leave my friends in San Diego. I was there for 40 years. So I told myself I was coming here for me, that I needed this to be my final spot in my life.
Will you join me? Will you roll? Make this house our tiny home.
My name is Gail, and welcome to my tiny home. Life was good, but I had this wanting to own my own thing, and I couldn't afford a condo where I had to be in a HOA with 50 rules, and I have a German Shepherd, and it would have really been too hard for me. So I decided to take the amount of money I was putting down on a condo to pay cash for the tiny. I have had a love affair with the Redwoods for almost 20 years. Just the height and the stories behind them. This was a new park. This property opened up, and to drive through the Redwoods to come and go is just a gift. I'm very happy. I can't find anything wrong here. It's just so magical. My rent includes trash and water, and I pay $25 a month for my utility. I had to leave my friends in San Diego. I was there for 40 years. So I told myself I was coming here for me, that I needed this to be my final spot in my life. I paid $94, give or take, for the tiny home, and I've been in it for just almost 5 years. To me, it's like a studio apartment almost. It's worked out for me. It was really what I needed. It's a lot cheaper living, and it's mine, and it's paid for. My house is 8.5 by 30, 13 feet tall. I went with the black because I saw other tiny homes, and I just thought it was just so sharp. I had a shed built on the back, which comes in handy because you can put your seasonal stuff in there. They take up so much room, and when you're in a tiny, you can't have that. And then my two black panels there, I have a solar box that stays pretty charged for years, and we do lose power here quite often. Not for very long, but it does happen, and I have used it, and my refrigerator will go 17 hours on it. So, and that's what you want, is the refrigerator food.
So I'm interrupting this week's episode to tell you how important it is to have a home backup power system, especially when you live in a tiny house in a rural area. I happen to lose power a couple times a year, mainly because of high winds, but with the summer temperatures heating up, a lot of people across the country are going to be losing power because of extreme heat. And I happen to have 2 backup power units. So I decided today to do a quick comparison to see how long each can power my tiny house during a power outage. So right now I have my house plugged in to the Jackery 3000 unit. We're basically treating it like an emergency situation where you just want to keep the stuff in your fridge cold and your cell phone charged. So at 32 watts, the Jackery 3000 could power my house for 66 hours. That's without any solar coming in. Now, of course, if I plugged in the Jackery solar panels, it could last even longer. Usually power comes back up within a day here on the island, so that is plenty of time. Now let's see what happens with the Jackery V2 2000. So this Jackery actually only has 31% left on the battery. I hadn't gotten it fully charged, but even with only that amount of battery bank, it can power my house for up to 13 hours. And like I said, that's usually enough time for us to get power back up. Now, if it was fully charged, which I recommend, it could probably do 3 times that amount. This unit would actually power my house, or at least my refrigerator and a couple of items, long enough to get power. But this unit could go for days. So really, when it comes to picking a unit, you just have to decide what you need for your specific needs. If your tiny house uses a lot of power, definitely get the bigger unit. If you're just looking for something that's portable and maybe power a tiny house for up to a day, the Jackery V2 2000 is plenty. And a big thanks to Jackery for sponsoring this week's episode. Both of these units are currently on sale for Amazon Prime Week. So I hope that comparison was helpful. Make sure you check out the Amazon Prime Week deals. They'll be linked in the description. And right now, let's get back to our tour.
What's really nice about here, the electric is really low. San Diego's the highest in the country. My bill averaged $200 to $300 a month, and it's $25 here. So I said, damn, turn that heat on. This is my first year doing roses, and I walk around with a pair of pruning shears in my hands because I like to make vases of flowers and give them to everybody. I put turf in. It was a gift from a neighbor, and it makes it really nice so you can sit on the grass if you want. And it's a nice size for my dog, Bodhi. He likes the turf a lot. He's a pain in my butt, but I love him to death. I have my fountain, which has frogs in it. At night they talk to me, and frog had babies, so I have tadpoles, so I'm probably gonna have a lot of frogs. Love my egg chair. It's you can kind of hide in it. It's a great reading chair. You fall asleep in it. So before I got here, I hired a local guy, to come and put my shed up, and then he put gravel underneath. We had to skirt the top because it rained so much that this roof just wasn't enough. They call it a she shed, whatever. It's got my tools. I am a tool freak. So all my tools are in here, and my bird seed and everything. And then this side, I do kind of basic art. I do beading, wind chimes. So this is my shed. It's a 8x6. It's a good size. It's a very good size. All right, now that you've gone through my yard and seen everything in my shed, come on into the house. And now remember, I'm 5 years old here. I'm the oldest tiny home. Do you believe that? Everybody else is brand new. Damn. Who would think 5 years old is old, but you know. All right, we'll come into my kitchen. I have a wash machine. I wish I had gotten the wash machine dryer combo, but it's okay. I just hang things up here. My refrigerator got knocked over during the move, and it's kind of beat up, so I'm putting things over the dens. It had a rough trip coming here. And then this little indentation here is my snacks and my microwave, just kind of things to hide, but things you use every day. I had a RV stove oven, and it just was not good. So instead, I had them rip everything out, and I bought this countertop burners, and then we set this up, and I have one of those air fryer oven. It does everything but dance. It's a whole shebang. I carry pruning shears everywhere with me. So over time up in the mountains of San Diego, I collected all of these flowers, and then I dried them. Then I waited like about 6 months, and I thought, I wonder how it would look if I was to put all these flowers on here with poly resin. So that's what we did. It's very hard to do because it runs off the counters. It's a constant motion because things are moving, and you got bubbles, and you're having to burn the bubbles and stuff so you can get it to be all smooth. So that was something I did. One of many things I pull out of my sleeve. And then under the stairs are cubbies. These are all cubby stuff, so that works out. Everything's very organized because you have very little space. And one thing we've all learned is that you got to put stuff away, because if you don't, it gets too much. And then that's my where I put my coats and everything. And because it rains so much, I just dump my shoes right there and keep it kind of simple. I have a small bathroom. It's good for 1 or 2 people, but you wouldn't want any more than that. My shower's small. I'm not going to show the inside because everyone teases me because I have a lot of products. I am a product person, okay? And then I'm getting a new toilet. Something people need to know, depending on your height. I'm very tall. I'm tall. This toilet's low. I'm going to buy a taller toilet because I had surgery and I can't get up off the toilet. It's too low. So that's something to know if you're older and you're building, to think about that. I put in shelves, and it works for me. So why don't we go into the living room? It's small. I have my day bed, and underneath the day bed I have storage compartments, and my dog sleeps here, and then he now has decided that he wants the couch, so he has his own blanket that goes over the couch. I had more stuff in here, but I decided to get rid of it. I just kind of wanted it to be a little bit more open. Because the bill was so high at my last place, I decided to get a fireplace. Well, the guy that came to talk to me was talking and looking around and quoting me prices, and I just said it was like $5,000 for a wood stove, and I didn't want to have the pipe going up here and all that. And so he goes, why don't you do a pellet stove? So I put it in. It's about $1,600 maybe, something like that. It's a remote, so I can do it from bed, and I can turn it on. I do run my split, my heater split. So I take turns, depends on what I'm doing. And if I'm hanging out and want to have a little ambiance, I'll have my pellet going because you can see the flame and all that. I have an air conditioner. It does get really hot here, and I have turned it on twice. I have my ceiling fan and my floor fan, and I have little fans everywhere. And also I keep air circulating. We do get a lot of humidity. Like today it's high, it's 53. That's kind of high. I'm supposed to be like under 40 or something like that. And so I do run the air conditioner. About midday it gets pretty hot in here. I decided to have 2 lofts. My cat, this is kind of her place. She has her litter box, her bed. So it's just pretty much an extra place to put stuff if you needed to store things. We'll go up here and check out my bedroom. Some people don't want to go upstairs. I don't really have, at this time, a problem with it. I did fall coming down before I put the carpet on, and that was my fault because I thought, oh, I'm cool, I don't need carpet. Oh my God, I took a spill, flew down here, ripped out one of the wires, and smashed right into this. So if you get stairs, you need carpet. Let's just get that out there right now. I don't mind the ceilings. I have smacked my head really hard once, but I was on a gummy. Those gummies are gonna get you every time. And I have a full-size bed. Everybody here's got kings and queens, and I needed the room. I wanted some space, I wanted a table. So I went with a full, which is fine. And then I saw this somewhere and I got a fireplace. It's just so cute at night to have your fireplace on. And then I thought, you know what, I want to watch TV in bed at night. So I put a TV in. You know, it'll be a nice guest room too when I sleep downstairs. I'll eventually change that into a bedroom downstairs.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another unique home tour.